Esper Control has been one of my favorite decks since the new set dropped, and it's kind of funny that in both ways, in both archetypes, Esper Control and Esper Legends are like two of my go-to decks in this metagame. I mean, Esper is in such a good position, and I feel like Control is in a good spot as well. If you consider that, it has a really good matchup into Invoke decks with Wedding Announcement and Wandering Emperor and Counter Magic in general, so you have that's pretty good. You have a decent matchup into Esper Legends thanks to the cut downs, the Lilianas, the Go for Throw, and the Wandering Emperor. You have, also Kotos is really good against Invoke decks as well. You have a good control mirror. You have a decent matchup into Mono Red. Now, if you're noticing some of the sideboard here, at first, Mono Red, the first time I built this deck, Mono Red was not on the map at all. So I'm slowly shifting towards a list that is a little bit more resilient to mono red because it does feel pretty rough sometimes with control since you have no real board presence to put a stop to their attacking with a bunch of creatures, because you don't really play creatures. You're trying to remove stuff, but that doesn't really work against mono red since most of their creatures have haste. You need a blocker to stop them from attacking with a lot of creatures. And yeah, so essentially the sideboard's a work in progress. I'm probably gonna end up on like 3 knockout blow or even 4, if not adding Sunset Revelry, because I've been seeing a lot of mono red on ladder recently. It's definitely gaining popularity, and there are countermeasures to it. It's just it's taking a little bit for me to figure out what to cut to replace what to replace in the sideboard to gain that edge against mono red. Obviously I do want like more copies of knockout blow, and I'm thinking of like maybe adding some more life linkers or maybe a trespasser or two or something like that. But again, this is just an update on the list that I'm running. And you'll notice in the main deck compared to my last list, we're running Sorin, which is also a respect towards a nod towards mono red. I feel like Sorin with Wedding Announcement is actually really relevant. The 2/3 life linkers turning into 3/4s is incredibly difficult to deal with, and even just in general, a 2/3 lifelinker is okay against mono red since most of their creatures are 2/2s. So you'll be either stopping them from attacking, or they'll have to spend a lightning strike to get rid of your blocker. So all in all, this card is really good, and it's a good alternative to just playing straight up shield red, which would be kind of a downside against other decks with removal spells. So I'm thinking of Grixis. They have like no target for Go for the Throats. So if you play a shield red, it's just going to Go for the Throats. But if you play Sorin, then you can just plus and or minus depending on the position you're in. You have more flexibility. You have some card advantage baked into that. You also have some way of denying them card advantage. If they invoke, you can sack the Sorin, which is fantastic. Gives them one less card, and you're also drawing some cards with the plus. So overall, I think this card fits well into the current metagame. Flying blockers are very good, especially against Esper as well. Although I would rather have Shield Red against Esper, but that's only one matchup I think where I would rather have Shield Red. And in everything else, it's more flexible to play a Sorin, and I have the Shield Reds on the sideboard anyways. But yeah, other than that, the list is the same, I think. Or actually, there might be a little bit of a change in terms of me playing 2 Lilies. This was a nod to Invoke decks as well, and Esper Legends. I think Lily's in a decent spot, so it's good to, like, if they play Fable, you play Lily, and you get kind of a 1-for-1 with Fable, which is not that common. Fable is a card that usually takes 2 answers, but with Lily, you're gaining that Planeswalker that also sticks, which is kind of equalizing with the enchantment that will stick once you get rid of the Goblin token. Yeah, I've changed up the mana a tiny bit as well. I've added 2 more fast lands. I'm not a huge fan of this, but with the rise of mono red, early game mana consistency is pretty relevant, and also not taking pain land damage is very relevant. So these were 2 pain lands, and I've changed them to be 2 fast lands. Now the mid game is going to suffer quite a bit because of that, but since we're playing 28 lands, I figured it would be okay. Like most of the time we'll have multiple lands in hand, so it's not a huge deal, but it can definitely matter in the mid game when you're trying to hit your 4th land and you hit a tap land. That's definitely not ideal in this deck with a bunch of 4 drops and 2 and 2. You know what I mean. Like the mana efficiency becomes a little bit staggered with the too many fast lands, but hey, at least you're not taking damage. I don't know. So in some ways, it's worth taking damage, but mono red is just so efficient at dealing damage that any point can really drastically change the game. Either way, sideboard has not changed that much. I think pretty sure there's just like lockdowns and knockout blows. I think I cut a hearse or something. Knockout Blow, obviously for mono red. Lockdown for Selesnya. So two decks that are on the rise right now because of the Japanese tournament. Selesnya's on the rise, and the Toxic deck requires some sort of answer, the likes of Temporary Lockdown. Although I did manage to beat Selesnya a few times just with Farewell, like stalling until Farewell, but I feel like that's it's less consistent than obviously playing Lockdown and being able to completely stall until you hit that Farewell. But I'm still undecided. Like these two things could just be a knockout blow in a Sunset Revelry. It wouldn't really help against Selesnya, but it would help a lot more against Mono Red. And since I've been beating Selesnya, I don't know if it's necessary to respect it that much. But yeah, I still need to do a lot of testing with this list. It just seems like it's in a decent position. It just can you figure out the sideboard basically? And also maybe cutting negate, since I've been playing a lot against Mono Red, and you know, negate's fine against mono red, but most of them these days are just running the Raiju version. So if they just curve out their creatures, I mean, it's way too late at the point where you can cast a negate on something, and at that point you're already dead. So it's not fantastic, but hey, we'll reach a point where this list, I mean, this list can be extremely good against mono red. The question is, can it be extremely good against mono red while retaining the strength of a control deck, which means you beat other mid-range decks? That's the problem. The balance there is a little bit difficult, but I'll get there eventually. I'll definitely keep playing this deck. I like it a lot, and I hope you all are enjoying it too. Because if you are, you know, playing this or willing to craft all these cards, and or you're probably already in control at that point. But yeah, it's been really fun, and I hope you enjoy the matches. Hmm. Okay spot, I guess. Taking a lot of damage. Got counter spells. A little bit fumbled early game because I didn't play the beach turn one. I don't really care about that. I'd rather not use a blocker as well. It's fine. I catch the protection spell instead. Still trade with my Bank Buster, but I think that's okay. Let's go with Soren. And they lose their creature as well. Okay, they didn't have protection spell. Okay. Wow, that was surprising a little bit because I feel like I shouldn't be in that good of a spot there after fumbling my early game, but the wedding plus Soren ended up working out. Yeah, thankfully I had a cut down, so the Scruff Hive didn't end up mattering that much. I feel like this is a duress matchup. Takes the protection spells away. Wanderer, farewell, farewell. Wandering Emperor. What's... I guess I don't need this. Go for the throat. Oh. I want to cut Bankbuster, but I also know I can't cut too many. I'll probably cut one. Make Disappear feels like a very hit or miss card. Very hit or miss. Most of the time I would say it's a miss. So. Wouldn't mind playing one though, I think. It's probably gonna be a miss. Better to play Bankbuster. Probably not. Actually, it might be better to play Bankbuster. I still need like some form of card draw. Okay, that's kind of annoying, but at least I can get rid of it. Problem is this isn't very useful. Yeah. Yeah, it's most likely lost. That's kind of ideal for them. Now I gotta stall until I hit farewell. Which is probably not doable, but let's see. Can make one blocker. Probably start with Wandering Emperor. Oh boy. Unfortunate double Scrub Hive. It's their only like really good card against me. Especially in the play. That's fine. And my win con is to get to farewell either way.
I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
Lifelink doesn't matter too much. If not at all, really. The one weakness of Scrub Hive is the stat line. On the 1/1s don't really attack that well without the effects from Wedding Announcement. So they have 2 more turns until I'm in trouble. And then hopefully in 2 more turns I will at least hit the Twilight. Okay, well there, that's something. That's something. I only have 1 Depop, so basically only farewell at this point. I don't have land for it. I do have a way of getting rid of this, so might be something. One extra toxic. No. I'm at 5. Draw another card. Land. I have to draw at this point. Okay, that's pretty good. Allows me to do this. Jump block 1 time. Get this down. Potentially, I'd probably get rid of Wedding Announcement. Since my out is farewell, there's no point in... Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, unfortunate and kind of okay. I guess it depends. Yeah, it depends. Alright, question is, am I dead now? If I'm not dead, I can stall 1 more turn. It's fine. Can protect it, doesn't really matter. I'm going to 1 here. I mean, I'm going to 2 toxic. So they have to proliferate twice. Nice. So they have to get direct damage somehow. Don't care about my life total. At least
Dire times call for
not until
dire
way
tactics.
lower than this. Problem is I don't really have counter magic, so once they hit I gotta try to get to 7, right? Is that my win con at this point? Probably. I don't think minusing does anything. Not great, but
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
so wedding announcement. That's fine. A little bit too slow.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelmed. I have got new moves to teach you.
Okay. Unfortunate.
My ways are not for the weak.
I'll fight for the entire multiverse. You're coming with me. May your blade strike.
Oh, I could have attacked there. What am I? Yeah, I have to kill them. I forgot. Yeah, I don't have. Well, I can try to poison them, but most likely that wouldn't work. So I have to kill them. So I should be swinging. Okay, I'm probably using this now. Try to find a land, maybe finally. It's been like 3 turns of blessing into nothing.
Blood for knowledge, a fair trade.
Even if they protect here, I think it's fine. Yeah. They would need another one, I think, to put me in a bad spot.
We must protect the people.
Or I could have minus first, maybe? I don't know. I don't think they can connect with through 8. They would need an extra land at least. Maybe I should have minus first, left them with a 1/1. That's so inefficient, but maybe. Oh my god, are you serious? Oh wait, that's not enough unless they also have stand. That's so unlucky. They have it. Okay, that's fine. Good, thank goodness.
I guess that's that. I am almost sad.
Oh,
to
they're
see
so
you go.
healthy.
better sometime.
Balance may never be restored now. I am the rightful lord of Innistrad. Feel my undermine.
Yeah, probably misplayed though. I definitely should have
Fight for me now.
left them with a 1/1 and then swept. That defeats the point of the sweeper a little bit, but it's safer against exactly Tivar stand and land Tivar stand. But yeah. Wow, one lander, really. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Hopefully this is a creature deck. Yeah, of course. Pray that they don't have a 2-drop. Okay, that's not a 2-drop. Being on the draw is just so brutal. Would have been much easier. Okay. Okay, that's really interesting. Now I'm in a good spot suddenly. So now they're... Suddenly it's like I'm on the play because I have an extra mana. Though I did take a lot of early damage. Okay, well, that's fortunate. It's the only equalizer for them being on the play is them not curving out in a way. But they kept a pretty bad hand, like no 2-drop with Kumano. So it's definitely not ideal. I don't really have a reason to develop anything. Just play around Raiju. I feel like they kept a really bad hand. 2 lands, no 2-drop. No 3-drop either, which is surprising. I had a feeling they had Raiju because there's no way they would keep that hand otherwise, right? Developing wedding announcement over activating Bankbuster. Sure. Might even activate Bankbuster too, we'll see. But I think I finally have a decent build against Mono Red now. So, yeah, they just kept a bunch of Raijus and Kumanos.
Guards, to me.
Might as well swing at this point. Really stable. I'll offer this Bankbuster if they want. Okay. Rather keep my wide board state. Okay, wait, now I have a lot. Okay. Okay, now we have a lot of tools, finally. I feel like I'm in a better spot. Yeah, that was not a good keep, no matter what matchup they're facing, I think. Just, zero pressure from being on the play. It's not capitalizing off of anything. Trying to... Void Run sometimes costs so much life that it's not worth it. It's probably better than one Bankbuster at least. The same can be said for Wedding Announcement in a way, where against the Raiju build, this simply does not keep up. I think I'm willing to cut another Bankbuster. And I will cut a Wedding Announcement for Void Run probably. Mostly I need to be proactive against their creatures, even though this jump blocks. Oh. The only thing I actually need to kill... The thing is, this also deals with Planeswalkers, which they might also be playing. But this does stall very well, so... I'm gonna do this. Now, Lily is not great. Not only does it die to Kumano's ping when it gets played, it also just loses to any wideboard state like Chick. They have a Chick, it just kind of dies out. Oh man. I might keep this though. I think this is a risk worth taking. Even though this is a tap land. Having the knockout blow is just massive. If I find... I just need 3 mana, I think. I don't know. It's gonna be tough, but 28 lands. I'm already not favored on the draw. I might as well try. Yeah, I might as well do that. It's gonna pay off potentially. Taking a little bit of tax, but I can just resolve the wedding announcement, be in a decent position. Isn't it better than Bankbuster? Not really, because Mono Red has a... Ooh, this is interesting. Mono Red has a decent time top decking, and my deck does not because I have 28 lands. But you can argue to cut a land for Lily. I would maybe agree with that. Double knockout blow? Well, the sideboard is paying off at least. Wow. No, I should probably knockout blow that. The reason is I want to keep the cut down for Squee or Foundry. Alright, now see why I need Bankbuster. Like in this spot, it would be good. That's decent actually. It's like still barely relevant. Especially if I don't have to sack. Yeah, Mono Red has a better time top decking. Most of the time I'm just gonna be finding a mana and that's not gonna help me. Okay. Good. I don't know. Raging Goblin 47. Gotta be right. Oh, how did I know? How did I figure that one out? This is not great if they have a 2-drop here into 3-drop. Having the negate... I'll say I might put the negate in sideboard. Just because of Mono Red popping up recently. I feel like it's definitely a liability until I get to the late game. Like if they play 3-drop here, it's just kind of, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I drew pretty badly. Okay. Yeah, it's unfortunate. This is what it is. Cutting all the stuff that's clunky. I'd rather draw Kotose or Bankbuster. Probably. I don't know. Both have their merits. Probably Kotose. Don't want too many Bankbusters. Thought I had 28 lands, but maybe I forgot to put them in. I think I sidewarded my lands out. Yeah, Kumano's the main problem. Feels like they don't have Kumano, it's a much easier time. Well, this is one of the reasons I am playing 28 is that I need my next land. Problem is if I draw too many, we'll see. Wow. That is probably the worst draw in my deck. And how are they on 4 mana? How are they on 4 mana? And I'm on 3. 28 lands. Ouch. This is why I didn't want to play too many fast lands, but helps early game, helps for colors as well. In terms of not taking too many pain lands to the face. Still an okay position, we'll see. It's not ideal, but well, it's ideal if they activate that again, but wasn't expecting that.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my
I should minus because if they have a removal spell, that will go back into hiding, and I don't want that to happen.
My judgment is final.
I'm surprised they're playing that.
Until next time, then.
Very surprised they're playing that. Yeah, I should cut a land at least against mono red, but then I find myself on 3 and needing a land, and then I want 28. But since I'm cutting most of my card draw, I think they have another bolt for some reason, so
Then guide like one. This is what you get for hurting.
make them use it, I guess. I'm very surprised they're playing those, but this was okay. Well, now we wait for Kotose Shield Red, Wedding Announcement, Bankbuster. This is why you don't cut too many Bankbusters. At least I've got Mirax to do something in the meantime. This was a decent draw in terms of lands. Yeah. It's a good draw for them. Alright, it's only a matter of time before I find something. Although that does not help. Problem is now my deck is a little bit too reactive. It's one of the main downsides of cutting your card draw against mono red, and then in the mid game they have way better top decks than you. The only thing I have going for me is that I have Mirax. Yeah, I'm just top taking a bunch of sweepers. Okay, can deal with that. Probably should. I don't want to take damage here. Although that doesn't have haste, but I'm kind of killing them with Mirax, so keep up the pressure. When did I not Mirax? What? Did I forget Mirax? I don't know, I'm not that focused. Possible. I feel like I didn't, but maybe I didn't. Can't really attack, right? No. Which means they also are still not in a good spot. They can still attack through this. Yeah, I guess if I missed a Mirax activation, I would have won here. Well, it would have been one off, but this would have killed them. Oh, guess not. Now, one day I'll find an actual permanent, like wedding announcement, Bankbuster, something, right? That's really annoying. Okay, better late than never. I'm sad that I have to show them that too, because now it justifies their sideboarding of Rending Flame. I guess it's not like I can't, it's not like I can block that, so. Yeah, I don't remember when I missed marks, but it's entirely possible. Just say I'm not really excited to play the game in the first place, so definitely not focused. What do I cut? I'm definitely cutting lands here. Also, I don't think Lockdown is as good as I think it is. And yeah, against them now, I do think Lily is actually decent. So I definitely want to cut lands for Lily. You do math here. 4, 8, 10. So that's... Can't cut black. So it's got to be white. But I feel like it doesn't make sense to cut each. But it has to be beach. Like there's just no... There's no alternative. And cut black. Wait, does cutting beach nuke my Wandering Emperor mana? 8, 12. No, it doesn't. Okay. Alright. Could cut Rex too, but Rex is so good. Fine. Klutz Ottawa, sure, but it's also a land that's useful in the late game. Wow, this hand is terrible. My mulligans have been garbage. Okay. I'm okay with this. What about Murex instead of this so I don't take damage on 3? Probably. Any life saved is worth it, most likely. Problem is here, I can't... Yeah, well... I want to hold up cuts down, but... I feel like it's not a possibility. Well, now I kind of feel like I have to. I'd play this on 2. I guess I just don't play to make disappear. Oh, that's good. I can cut that down. But did they keep a risky one-lander? Doubt it, but they did. Oh, this is going to be a good time for me then. Oh, I'm getting punished for not keeping the black source. Ooh, I'm getting punished for... that's a little bit unfortunate, but... This might not go very well. I have counterspell mana, but I don't have... Like, my early game was a little bit bad. I think I should have played the beach turn 1 either way.
Sorry, I'm not interested in dying today.
Ooh, I really don't want to play that. Oh, why? Oh, my land draws were just abysmal. It's crazy. Can't believe it. I cut 1 land and suddenly the deck just doesn't function anymore. I think I have to play it now because otherwise there's no guarantee that I find a second black source. At least I can hold these 2 up next turn.
Consider yourself fortunate, Arthur. You will serve me well.
Yeah. That's okay, I guess. Not great, but at least I guarantee that I get the Sorin down, so... I can't believe my mana base is so bad right now. Crazy. So a bunch of... Yeah. And I drew Void Ren. This is crazy. This is such a wild game. How? How is this possible? I have to do that, otherwise I can't. I'm just so unlucky. I'm gonna lose this game because I couldn't draw correct mana. I couldn't do that plus this or anything.
You are not much of a roadblock.
Yeah, no, I really need a land.
Try not to miss me.
Another paint land. Oh man, what is this mana? Oh, that's terrible. And now I draw that, but I mean, it's like way too late. Well, as what is. If you enjoy my content and would like to help me keep making it, consider joining my Patreon, where you'll gain access to a bunch of bonus videos, written sideboard guides, metagame tier lists, so for standard best of 3, for example, ranking all the decks, some game theory guides, as well as deck building guides, and other services depending on the tier, of course. Thank you to all the lovely patrons that are already subscribed, and I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one.